I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 465. Sri Bhagavan explained to a retired judge of the High Court some points in the Advaita Saram as follows. 1. Meditation should remain unbroken as a current. If unbroken, it is called samadhi or kundalini shakti. 2. The mind may be latent and merge in the self. It must necessarily rise up again. After it rises up, one finds oneself only as ever before, for in this state the mental predispositions are present there in latent forms to remanifest under favorable conditions. 3. Again, the mind activities can be completely destroyed. This differs from the former mind, for here the attachment is lost, never to reappear. Even though the man sees the world after he has been in the samadhi state, the world will be taken only at its worth. That is to say, it is the phenomena of the one reality. The true being can be realized only in samadhi. What was then is also now. Otherwise it cannot be reality or ever-present being. What was in samadhi is here and now too. Hold it, and it is your natural condition of being. Samadhi practice must lead to it. Otherwise, how can Nirvikalpa Samadhi be of any use in which a man remains as a log of wood? He must necessarily rise up from it sometime or other and face the world. But in Sahaja samadhi, he remains unaffected by the world. In this talk, Sri Ramana Maharshi explains key points from the Advaita Saram to a retired High Court judge, focusing on the nature of meditation and the mind's relationship to the self. First, Ramana emphasizes that meditation should be continuous, like an unbroken stream. When this continuity is achieved, it results in samadhi. This samadhi is not merely a state of deep meditation, but a direct experience of the self, where the mind becomes completely absorbed in the true essence of your being. Next, Ramana discusses the mind's behavior after merging with the self. He explains that even when the mind subsides into the self, it is likely to rise again because it carries latent mental tendencies, vasanas, that can resurface under favorable conditions. These tendencies are like seeds that remain dormant until the right environment allows them to sprout. When the mind rises after samadhi, you may find yourself back in your usual state of consciousness as the latent tendencies bring you back to your ordinary experience of seeking temporary happiness from a changing world. Ramana says that these tendencies are what stand between our first experience of the self and final, lasting realization. My teacher's practice focused on eliminating tendencies, resulting in Sahaja samadhi. The tendencies has two elements. First is a misidentification, identifying yourself as something you are not. The chief misidentification is as a body. The second element is an error in your idea of where to find happiness, thinking it is from the world. But any happiness from the world is only temporary, so you will again want to search for and try to find it. As an example, if you are a body, maybe its status is where you think you'll find happiness. So anything that threatens your status makes you suffer. But are you a body? And where does lasting happiness really come from? Is it from objects or activities, or from within yourself? These questions can dissolve the tendencies from its base, false ideas you hold to be true. However, Ramana distinguishes between the temporary subsidence of the mind and complete destruction of the mind's activities. When the mind's activities are fully destroyed, the attachments, identifications, and tendencies that would normally arise do not return. In this, even though you might perceive the world, you see it as nothing more than a manifestation of the one reality, without the usual attachments and illusions. This perspective reflects the knowledge that the world is not separate from the self, but is within the same reality. Ramana Maharshi says that the true being, or the self, is only realized in samadhi. However, this realization is not limited to deep meditation. What is experienced in samadhi is the same as what exists in the present moment. Practice of samadhi should lead you to recognize and hold on to this natural state of being in your daily life. If samadhi does not bring about this lasting realization, then it would be of little use, leading a person as if they were merely inert, like a log of wood. True samadhi leads to where, even after returning to ordinary consciousness, you remain rooted in the knowledge of the self, seeing the world without attachment, and fully aware of the ever-present reality that is your identity, the self. This is Sahaja samadhi, what Ramana calls the natural state. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 verses on reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe To see more, click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.